Hey everybody, so I'm doing this really fun thing right now. I'm making some petite European hand-tied bouquets to sell at the Gold Mine shopping event hosted by Gemini and Scorpio at the Gemini and Scorpio Loft. It's going to be a really amazing event on Sunday from 1 to 6. You should definitely come check it out. So I'm just going to start making this little bouquet. I've decided to go with a wintry theme. So I've got like lots of whites and some silver brunia, which is a great kind of like silvery accent, and some really pretty peach hypericum berries. So I'm going to start with my hydrangea. It's beautiful. It's really full. It gives that pillowy effect. And I also have some Tibet roses, which are the purest white standard rose you can buy. Make sure that all the leaves and bruised petals are torn off. So I'm going to start it, and I'm just going to work the rose gently into the hydrangea. It's right there. See, it like kind of disappears. I love that, but it definitely has its unique element. Then I'm going to take some of the berries, and if you notice, I'm going left over the top of the flowers as I make the bouquet to create that spiral effect you'll see with the stems afterwards. So I'm just adding that in. Then I'm going to do a couple more roses. And since this is a small bouquet, I don't want to do too much because it's got to fit in a really cute mason jar that I decorated for the holidays. If you can see that, it's this little burlap kind of glued on mason jar with a gold star ornament. Super cute. So I've got the roses. I'm going to twist it and add in some white lysianthus, which I love lysianthus. It's super delicate, whimsical, and it's just a really nice flower to add in as an accent. So I'm just going to like figure out where I want it, keeping it kind of elevated so that it sticks out, and we'll clip off any things that, any of the buds that look like they're totally out of place. You could do that afterwards. So I'll add in another one. And the great thing about lysianthus is that there's multiple buds and blooms on each stem, so you can, rip off the smaller parts that are still long enough to add in at some other point when you're going along. So this is what it's starting to look like right now. I think I'm going to add in some of my really pretty peach hypericum. I think I'm going to add it in over here. And I'm just twisting and going, trying to get that nice rounded shape. Let's see. I'm going to add in another silver brunia just to give it a little bit of that silver on the other side. So add that in. It's kind of cute right now. You got the little gray and some peachy pink, and then you got the white. Then I'm keep going, and I'm going to add in another berry to the same side that I would just added that brunia, and trying to maintain that shape. Then I'm going to come around and add another lysianthus to the side. I could actually also do a rose, even though, a lot of floral designers say you have to keep the numbers odd when working with roses, 3, 5, 7, 9. I think that for a hand-tied, it's totally okay to have 4, you know what I mean? Especially if it's complementing the bouquet. And it kind of added that last rounded aspect. I'm just going to lift these up a little bit more. Add in a lysianthus on this side by the berries. And, if you feel like the leaves on the lysianthus are too much, just gently pluck them off. Super easy. And then just work it in. And you can kind of look at it from and see how you're thinking about it. Maybe this little leaf needs to come off because it's blocking the lisianthus. Maybe the lisianthus needs to come up a little bit more. You know, you can just kind of fix whatever you think is not working as far as your shaping as you go. I'm just going to take off a couple more of these leaves. I'm going to lift up this lisianthus so that it pops a little bit more. If I can grab it. Sometimes there's so many stems that you don't know which one you're grabbing. All right. So that definitely has the shape that I'm looking for. It's got those pops of color. The peach, which is really lovely. Bring that down even a little bit. Some lisianthus, and you know what? Let's just do one more berry because they're so pretty that I love that contrast between the white and the pink. Even though it's not necessarily like screams holiday, I think it actually is nice because it's, you know, it's a berry. I don't know, when I think of, like, I feel like berries kind of always signify the holidays, like holly berries and juniper berries, and I just love berries. I think they're really beautiful, and I love using them when designing. So I'm just going to, like, put that in there as such. So see, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm starting to get that nice wrapped spiral by keeping everything to the left. And I'm just going to finish off this with, oh, if I can grab it, I'm going to do a couple thin strips of aspiditra leaf as kind of an underneath, giving it a little bit of a push. Let me see here. I'll say the one thing that has gotten better for me over the years of being a floral designer is holding a bouquet with one hand while doing multiple other things with the other hand, because it's not easy. I got these really great variegated aspidistra leaves. They're so cool. It kind of look like a fruit roll-up from the 90s. I used to love those. So I'm going to just rip it because it rips perfectly down the center, and I'm going to peel it back like this. Now, I'm going to peel it all the way off. I'm going to take the bigger one, and I'm just going to make a loop. So I'm making a loop, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my bouquet, and I'm going to see where I want to kind of pump it up. So I'm thinking maybe like right here under this hydrangea. So I'm going to add it in there and reshape it because it can get a little, you know, like crumpled. Maybe just need to pull it down a little bit so that it's like directly underneath. See how it's directly underneath? Just gonna do that. Then I'm gonna twist it, and I'm gonna look for where I could put this other one. This one's a little bit smaller, so I'm thinking over here by these berries is a really good spot because it's kind of got a little break. So you just move this, and you can always adjust your flowers when you're working with them. You just have to be careful that you don't squish any of the stems and the petals. You don't want to bruise the petals, so you have to be kind of careful about that. But just put this in there right like that, and then you've got that. And I'm going to do one more. And again, this is great. I love ripping these because it rips perfectly. Like, you don't have to worry about messing it up because once you make the initial tear, it just goes. It's really cool. So let's see. I'm going to do another one here. And then I'll do the last one right under here. So now, that's my bouquet. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, hello, these pods are popping out way too far. So I'm actually going to trim some of those just to make it a little bit, let's see. I'm going to take this one off here. Take this one. This is probably the most delicate part because you don't want to cut anything that you want, you know, to be present in the bouquet. So you have to kind of get in there and make sure that you're cutting exactly what you want. Okay. So with just a little adjustment, pulling up those berries a little bit more, pulling up, make sure all the roses are popping their gorgeous heads out. Pull it up there, pull it up here. Okay, great. So now I'm gonna wrap it. So I use bind wire, it's the best thing ever in the world. And I'm just going to tie it right underneath the leaves. And make sure you tie it tight so that it holds the form. Like this. I guess the best way for me to get better with floral design, which is pretty much like anything else, is that you just got to keep practicing it and learning, you know, what works and what doesn't work. And, you know, I don't really think there's any rules with flower design other than how you process and treat your flowers so that they have the longest lifespan and that, you know, everything looks good. But as far as style and color, I really think that that's what makes it great to be a designer, is that you can use your artistic vision to create whatever you want. And you don't really need to worry about like colors and stuff like that, because flowers are beautiful. And all right, so there. So I just wound that, cutting it, the wire. Then I'm looking at my mason jar and I have to figure out how tall I want it. So thinking, let me see. All right, and I'm just gonna cut all the stems and always cut them at an angle so that the water can be absorbed so that they can drink better. I also put some flower food in this mason jar to extend the life of the flowers, and these flowers, this arrangement should last for 5-7 days. It's always good to change water when you get an arrangement. That helps, obviously makes it last longer. And I'm just cutting off these leaves because I don't want the leaves to be in the water. Like so. Sometimes it gets stuck. Alright, so let's see if I cut them the right height. Oh, just a little bit shorter. This is like a great way to give something to someone as, you know, a holiday gift. Maybe a coworker that you really, you know, that has helped you a lot throughout the year, or a friend, you know. Instead of like going out and buying things from stores, I think it's a great alternative. I know they don't last as long as some other gifts, but, you know, I definitely think that they improve people's positive energy, you know, in their day-to-day life when they do have flowers around because of the energies. So, okay. Oh, this is super cute. So, let me see if I can get a better. This is my arrangement that I made. I think it was super cute. So I actually sell these arrangements, and I'm making smudge sticks as well. I got lavender over here, making some really cool smudge sticks to clean energy out of your apartment. I planted some really pretty poinsettias and a really funky little cactus. So just some fun things. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and have a nice day. Bye.